Dear student, welcome to my channel. This is the 25th video on C programming, and in this video I am going to start with one-dimensional array exercises, initial exercises on array initialization, and after that the simple exercises on 1D array. Now let us start. Now in this video I am going to cover these 10 exercises. Now start with the first example, a program that initializes a one-dimensional array. Now we have to declare the array. So when we initialize the array, there is no need to specify the size. Array one dimensional, this is the variable name. Integer, array one dimensional, the opening and closing bracket is empty, and here we initialize the array. So this is the syntax to initialize the array. So how many elements are initialized? Total 5 elements are initialized, and they are stored from location 0 to 4. Now see, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the values stored are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now this I variable is declared. Now we require to print the array elements. So for I equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. So when we are using the either while loop or for loop, we require to initialize that variable from 0 because the first element stored at the 0th location. So therefore for I equal to 0, so elements are stored at the location 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus, and we are using this subscript, that is array 1D and I. So whatever the value of I will come here, and it will print the corresponding element of the array. So this is the program, that is how to initialize one dimensional array and print the array elements. Now we will do this program. Initialize an array with currency note denominations. Now these are the currency for India: 500, 200, 100, 50, 20, 10, 5 to 1. Accept the amount in rupees and calculate how many notes of each denominations are required. Now for that we initialize the array in which we keep 500. Now there is no particular decrement, so we stored in array 500, 200, 150 up to 1. Then we are accepting the amount. Now we require to check the amount of or money in form from 500 to 1. So for I equal to 0, I is less than 9, I plus plus. Total 9 values are there, and they are stored from location 0 to 8. So that's why I equal to 0, I is less than 9, I plus plus. Now amount is taken as 188. So first we take the divide operator with the RSI. I is initially 0, so we divide with the 500. So when 188 divided by 500, at that time we are getting the quotient 3. And whatever the remainder we will take as, and we will assign to the new amount. Now see, remainder will be, after this it will be 388. So this remainder will be applied assigned to again number. So remainder is 388. Now here if q is greater than 0, that is if that note is present, then only we are printing. So it will print there are q notes of RSI. So q is nothing but there are 3 notes of 500 rupees. After that amount is equal to r. Now amount remaining is 388, which is assigned to amount. Then it will go to the next iteration, take I equal to 1. So when I equal to 1, then it will take the amount 200 because RS of 1 is 200. So 388 divided by 200. So quotient is 1 and remainder is 188. Now it will print there are 1 notes of 200 rupees, and after that whatever the value 188 is assigned to again amount. So in this way amount get reduced, and with every amount this particular next consecutive element comes for the division, that is we will take the quotient as well as remainder, and in this way we print the answer. So in this way array initialization can be useful. Now for example, here we want to find out the weighted average. Now initialize an array with the marks weightage 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Represent the different subject, accept the total marks of 10 and calculate the weighted average. So here for every subject the particular weightage is there. So weighted average formula is summation of wx divided by summation of w. Summation of w is nothing but the weight, that is summation of the weight, and here we require to take that whatever the subject is correspondingly multiplied by its weight. So this is the formula. So what we are doing, we are initializing the weight as integer w in empty bracket, and opening and closing we assign the weight 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. After that we require to accept the marks in 5 subject. So for I equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus, we are just printing on the screen, that is enter the score for each subject, and after that we are accepting the marks. So marks will be get stored at store of I. So store of 5, because we want to store the marks of 5 subjects, that's why score of 5 is declared. After that, what we require to do, we require to do summation of W and as well as summation of Wx. Therefore sum equal to 0 initialize, and sum W is initialized to 0. I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. First what we will do, sum of W is equal to sum of W plus Wi. Here only the weight we are adding, and sum is equal to sum plus score of I into W of I. So it will multiply this 10 with the corresponding element, and after this we have to find out the weighted average. So here this also integer, this also integer. So for typecasting we convert this number into temporary float, so that we will get the perfect answer. And here I have declared the output W variable in a float data type, so it will print the answer of sum W and weighted average. See, this is the output of the program. Now next program is initialize an array with the days of each month and display the total number of days till a given month. For example, if we accept the month number 3, that is nothing but March, so we require to make the addition up to 3 months, so 31, 28, 31. So in array, when 3 is entered, we require to take from 0, 1, 2, because this is January, February, March. So here array is declared m days, opening and closing empty bracket. We initialize all array elements, then enter the month number month. For I equal to 0, I is less than month number, because even month is 3, we require to go up to 0, 1, 2, I plus plus, and total D is equal to 0. Total D is equal to total D plus m days I, and here initial it is initialized to 0, and as it iterates the loop, so only one statement we are doing, so there is no need to give opening and closing bracket for the for loop also, that is closing parenthesis for the for loop also. So total D is equal to total D plus m days I, so it will take the corresponding values from here. So when I equal to 0, it will take 31, I equal to 128, and I equal to take 31, and after that we are printing the value. Now next program is similar. Initialize an array with unit of 5 products. So these are the unit prices, and accept the quantities for each and calculate the total bill amount. So this is the unit prices we have stored in a one-dimensional array. So 5 elements are there. There is no need to specify the size. Then we require to accept the 5 products. So for I equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus, enter quantity, scanf quantity I. If we don't declare this variable, and if we use Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, what will happen? We can't use this U price also. So that is the advantage, that we require to declare this variable as array and this variable declare as a variable array, so they will treat as a vector and we can multiply the corresponding elements. So for I equal to 0, initial we will keep bill amount equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. Here again only single statement we have to execute, so there is no need of opening and closing parenthesis. Bill amount is equal to bill amount plus quantity of I into U price of I. So U price of I, first it will take 45, 60, 25, 75, 90, and corresponding it will take the values for quantity I from 0 to 4 location. Initialize an array with conversion factor. So this is the distance formula. So 1000, 100, 10, 1 representing the units. Now it is kilometer, then meter, centimeter, and millimeter. Then this is millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer. Accept a distance in kilometer and display the equivalent values in another units. Now here I have declared this array, so there is no need to specify the size. So conversion 1000, even we can specify size, no error, but there is no need to specify the size. Then 1000, 100, 10, and 1. So first we are accepting the distance in kilometer. So when we accept the distance in kilometer, so to print the distance in meter, we require to multiply by 1000. So that's why meter is equal to kilometer into conversion of 0. So it will take 1000, and it will, whatever distance in kilometer, it will convert it to meter. When we convert this meter into centimeter, we require to again multiply with the 100 value. So therefore whatever answer from meter into conversion of 1, so it will take 100. So for this program as such, this array initialization is not required, but only to illustrate how to use array initialization I have taken this program. After that, next is millimeter. Millimeter is equal to centimeter into next value 10, so it will multiplied with the 10. So in this way we can convert the distance into the different units. Now next program is a program to print the array element in a reverse order. Now here, for example, n is there, so we are accepting the elements up to n. For example, if n is 5, so we have accepted 5 elements. They are location from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we want to print the reverse. So when we want to print the reverse, we require to start at which location 4th, and we will end with the 0. So we are going in this direction. So there is a greater than sign and decrement is there. So I have explained already in for loop. So we require to start with not n but n minus 1, because if we start with n equal to 5, at 5 location garbage will be there. So for I equal to n minus 1, I greater than or equal to 0, and when we are using greater than or equal to 0, we always use the decrement. For I equal to n minus 1, I is greater than or equal to 0, I minus 1, and we are printing that particular value. So here we accepted value, and here we are printing that corresponding value. Now next program is program to find out the even and odd numbers in the array. Now here we are accepting the size, and after that we are accepting the elements, and after that I will explain. Now see, when we say the array locations, they always start with the 0, but as when we start the counting, we never start the counting with 0, but we always start the counting with 1. So here when we want the, for example, we have accepted the element 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. See, we have accepted the element 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and n equal to 5. When we say we want the odd location, at that time this is the first location, this is the third location, and this is the fifth location. But in array it is at the 0. It is actually from our perspective it is odd, and from the array's perspective it is what? It is the even location. So what we require to do, lot of variety types of ways are there. So this is the one alternative way, and this is the one way. Now I will explain with this way. For I equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, this we require to iterate up to the n values. Then initially sum of odd equal to 0, sum of even equal to 0. So here when I am taking I am making I plus 1. So because initial location is what? According to array perspective it is even location, but from our perspective it is a odd location. That's why if I plus 1 mod 2 is not equal to 0, that is it is a odd location, then we are adding odd elements. Because location is 0, but we are making the 1, because I plus 1, so it will become 1, else it will become the even, and we are doing the things. If we don't want to do these things, if we want to do from 0th location, then we require to write down the reverse loop. That is, if I mod 2 is not equal to 0, because initially it will come 0, and 0 is actually which location? 0 is even location, but we require to do the odd. So that's why here we have write, if it is not equal to 0, sum of even, otherwise sum of odd. So that is nothing but the logic how you require to do the program. So there is no need to remember the program, because if we remember, then we do the always exactly opposite thing. We require to understand. Here I am making, when I is 0 I am making 1, so I am making odd, so I am making odd. Here I am making reverse, so when I am writing only I require to write down even, and in else we require to write down the odd. Now this program is very easy. Program to count positive, negative and 0 elements. So what is our first step? N. See, this whatever this variable required, as we do the program we will come to know how much variables are required. Now here we are accepting the value. Now see, in this for loop 2 statements are there. First is print enter the value, and I am accepting that value. So 2 lines are there. That's why here opening and closing parenthesis come. Then after that I am just printing the value. For I equal to 0, I is less than I plus plus, and I am printing the values. That's why it is printed here. That is minus 1, 2, 0, 3, 4. Now I have keep, for example, again I have to iterate the loop. So for I equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. But what is the advantage of for loop? We can initialize multiple variables, and we can do multiple increment decrement. That's why here multiple initialization is required. That is count of positive, count of negative and count of 0. So if array of 3 conditions are there, so 3 conditions are there, that is nothing but 2 if and one condition is connected with the else. Therefore, if array1d of I equal to 0, count z plus plus. If it is greater than 0, count v plus plus, else count negative plus plus. So in this way we are. So after the end of this loop we are printing the value. Now last program. A program to reverse only the odd elements of an array, keeping the even ones in a place. Now again we have to take odd and even according to our perspective. Now in this program n is equal to 7. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So n equal to 7 elements are there, and what we require to do, whatever the we require to reverse only odd elements. We require to keep the even elements at the place. Now see, this is the even element 45 89, because this is first element, second, third, fourth, fifth. So what we require to do, we require to first accept the array. So see, enter the size, accept. So when I am accepting the array elements, at that time I am saving that same array into the reverse array. So whenever I am accepting this value 12, at the same time I am making one more array and I am storing the value. So after this loop, what is happening, that the same elements are present in reverse as well as same elements are present in our original array. So initially original array and reverse array are same, because whenever I am accepting the array value, I am storing into the reverse. Now I will print this array just to simply show you the screen answer on the screen. Now what I am doing, now see here, I am going to start this loop from this location. See, n equal to 7. So this location actually array wise is a 6th location. So here we don't 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right, n equal to 7. So from array location, this location is which location? Even location. So even location we want to shift, and if it is odd location, so that's why for simplicity I have taken the I plus 1, so there will be no confusion. Now see, n equal to 7 is there. Now we are starting with the reverse. I equal to n minus 1, I greater than 0, I minus minus. I will explain this rule of j. Now see here, if I plus 1 mod 2 equal to 0, n equal to 7, n minus 1 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7th location comes. 7th location is odd location. Therefore what it is doing, it is storing this array location, that is 7th location, into which location? J location. Now initially j is 0, so it will store this 67. This 67 is transferred here. This 67 is transferred here. Now see how we are checking for the next element. Next element will come as an even element, so we don't want to copy. See here, so next time it will not go into the loop. That's why we are incrementing j equal to j plus 1. So what will happen in the program, initially this is the original array, we copied the same array into the reverse array also. After that what we will do, we will start from the reverse. If that number is odd, then we require to copy. That's why simplicity I take the I plus 1. Even you can do the program with I also. So if odd is there, I am copying into the jth location, but I am incrementing j to the next location. So next time it will see this. Now here next time when it will come 4, so it will not go into the loop, so no operation will take place. After that it will go into the loop, so it will take 5 element and it will store the 5 here. Again it will increment the j. So this is not a single solution to do the program. Multiple solutions can be possible. Even I can do this program with a simplified step, but as this is the first video on the array exercises, I have given this type of solution. So you can also think of different types of solution for the same program. Only condition is that program should be executed correctly. See, array1d I have stored same. After that I am just checking I and j. So j is incrementing by 2 because I want to copy first this location, then this location, then those location. And for I, when the correct condition match, it will copy, but next time is as it is even location, it will not copy. So that's why we are incrementing j by twice. So just try to understand this loop, and this is the way I have written the program in simplified way, but more compact version can be possible of this program. So this is the first video on one dimensional array exercises. In the next video we will see the more exercises. Thank you.